Yeah, that's dramatic, huh? Anyway, I'm going to Walmart. It's in the middle of the night. It's like almost 6. It doesn't get light out until like 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, until like 8 o'clock now. I guess that's why they do the time change. Anyway, we've had a lot going on. We have the Saudi Arabia going down. We have the stock market going down. We have the China trade war. We have the Russian heating up, the Russian situation heating up. Seems like they went to go after China instead of Russia. That's what I don't know. And we've had the Democrats hurting in the polls because of their overreaching with Kavanaugh. And also we have Justice Roberts, who I thought was a conservative, going after Kavanaugh's record, which I don't know anything about that. So there's a lot going on. I think that our policies are wrong. I don't think we should be having trade wars with China. I think we ought to be invested in our infrastructure. We ought to be having sensible policies, sensible housing policy. There needs to be some kind of debt forgiveness as far as the massive debts that's on our people. People owe so much on their mortgages. They owe so much on their student loans. So, yeah, I think too much debt is the problem. And we're adding to debt. A lot of new debt. Because the only way to make money is to create debt. So they've created all this debt, and it causes a lot of problems. And we need to get rid of the debt. That's what's going on. That's what happens. That's why we have recessions. There's so much debt, people can't do it anymore. So the government, the Federal Reserve, I call them the government. They are the government. The corporations and the United States government and the government, they're the government. The corporations are the government. People keep saying the government when they don't even know. But these people are the government. Govern. So in other words, they control things. The corporations control a lot. The government controls a lot. What we call the nominal government. They're all the government. All right? And they are trying to, these two entities together, want to control as much of the oil, as much as the minerals, as much as the wood, as much as the natural gas, everything. They want to control all of it, as much of it they can, and take it away from private individuals. The private individual has been beaten on for the last century, and a lot of us have paid off. We get to talk on our some nitwit in West Virginia who don't know shit gets to go and pontificate about all what he thinks the world's going on when he don't have a fucking clue, when he don't have any idea what's going on, and act like he's a genius. Okay? So yeah, it's not all bad. It is not all bad. But anyway, if we have leverage, we've got to deleverage. All right? If you get too fat and you get unhealthy, you're going to die. And you're going to, but I mean, the world isn't like that. Hopefully all this mess doesn't create a nuclear war and we have a mess. Hope not. I don't think we are. I think we're going to see a new currency system, and I think it's going to take 10, 15 years to do it. And the wars are going to end. I think the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go after Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be looted. I think it's about to be sacrificed. I think this was the first step. I have no idea what's going on with it, or how they're going to do it, or how violent it could be. But yeah, there's going to be something happen. There's going to be new leadership out there, or maybe it already did happen. I don't know. Maybe it already did happen with this new young guy that's running it. But yeah, some guy goes in the council so he can get married, and he's dead. I don't think that was some accident, and they just did that without asking somebody, and that Kushner and Trump weren't aware of it. So, I don't know. Maybe it's all... What's really scary is nobody's in charge, and it's a mess. That's the scary thing. But yeah, we can't keep having trillion-dollar trade deficits with China. We can't keep having houses that cost $600,000 and nobody can afford them, and people making $8 an hour, $9 an hour, $10 an hour, $11 an hour, and sit around and play video games all day. Something's got to give. So anyway, this was just like a mindless rant. I think there's going to have to be deleveraging. We're going to pay down. The debts are going to have to come down. People's pension funds are not going to be as good. People aren't going to have it as good as they thought. And people in other parts of the world that are going to be free of the debt are going to be better off. So the people who have assets are going to lose value, and the people who have debts are going to lose debts. And it's not going to be a pretty process. But when it's all over, we'll have probably a great world again. But we're just going to have to see how all this shakes out. It's a little scary. Ow!